Hello and welcome to day 3. And congratulations that you have made it this far. And by now you will have done days 1 and 2. And if you haven't, then you can always catch up. You will also by now have the workbook. So the fact that you are in this program means that you want to rise. It shows and demonstrates your great intention to change your life epically. So as you come on, I would like you to say hello, and I would like you to also add into the comments any revelations that you've had. What has been your favorite day? What has been your biggest learning? Because when you measure, when you track, and when you actually document your results, that is when you are in the greatest ability to rise, because your subconscious mind is like a baby and it wants to be nurtured, it wants to be applauded, okay? It wants to be acknowledged. So please let me know where you're calling in from and tell me what has been your biggest take, and let's hit the ground running. And the first thing I would like to do is talk about your workbooks. Now, your workbooks have been converted into a black and white version, and this is so that you can have the ability to print it out, because when you put pen to paper, this is going to make it even more powerful. So I will have my VA drop the new version. So you'll have 2 versions. You'll have one for your computer, and that will have testimonials on it so that you understand my history, my track record, my success. And of course, you will have also links so that you can contact me. You can plug in and actually map out a call with me, or even I have a low ticket program which is worth $18.50, and it is also included in this program only while this lasts. Now, this is temporarily here and it will be removed. So with no further ado, we are going to tap into your mastery today, because you have a mastery and you have a gift, and this is where I want you to really tap into your $1 billion gift. And as you are joining, just make sure you say hello, bring the energy into the comments. And when you print out the new workbook, which is the same one but in black and white, by actually filling it out in pen and paper, it may not make sense, but by the time you do the full circle and get to day 5, you're going to have a breakthrough. And writing it down makes it even more powerful. So hello to you as you are joining. So what has been your biggest take so far? So sometimes when we want to get ahead in life and when we want to become successful, so for myself personally, becoming a success coach happened by default. I had to transform my own life first. I had to get rid of the crippling self-doubt. I had to get rid of, the nagging Nancy that was in my mind telling me that I wasn't good enough, because I had a very low self-esteem. So when I broke through that, my transformation then turned into my mission. Now, that is exactly what this is about. It's about turning your vision into your mission. So as you are joining, I just want to make sure that you can hear. So you can hear, but even if it is frozen, as long as you can hear this, that is the most important element. So let's turn your old story into your glory. Let's make your old, whatever happened in your history, your new victory. Now, when people are looking for success, when people are looking to stand out or become really good at whatever it is, I always wanted to stand out. I always, from when I was a young girl, I didn't want to be average. I knew I wasn't like everybody else. And I excelled in selling, but that was because when I was given something that I believed in, I would be able to do that with absolute ease and grace. And so that was natural. I came to life when I was on the stage. So it's almost like I stepped into this new kind of personal power and became this human power force, energy force, when I was on the stage. And that's because when you are in your element and you are dancing with what you are doing, you feel so aligned, you feel so on fire, you feel so present. And it's the presence and it's your real power within you that is going to create your success. So while lots of people are looking for the shiny objects of learning everybody else's templates, this is about learning your own blueprint. So this is where I'm going to talk about how your blueprint to your life, your own personal fingerprint, is going to make you totally unimmutable, so that you will be unrivalable. You will be able to stand out so that there is no competition, because especially people who come online, as we are going online now more and more, it is becoming more and more flooded. But in 3 years from now, we are going to have billions of people that are going to be operating on the net. So I am cutting in and fast tracking coaches to create their unimitable, unrivaled, unprecedented success that nobody else has. Where does it come from? Your history. Where does your history of your power come from? Your experiences, your pains, your elements that you've overcome. Now, even if you're not wanting to become an elite coach or a business person or some really megastar, outstanding person in your field, imagine if you could have the mastery for the rest of your life to answer that 95-year-old version of you and say, I lived according to my mission. I lived according to my vision. I knew my soul purpose. And so as you understand your soul purpose, this is what life is going to be like. So my husband has a saying, and he says, some people, they've got this magical gift inside them. But he says, and it's going to sound very callous, sometimes when you are up to your ass in crocodiles, it's hard to remember the reason you originally came to drain the swamp. Now, if you understand what I mean, say yes in the comments. But really, you could be looking to drain the swamp, but when you're covered in alligators and you are overwhelmed and you're looking, you can forget the reason you originally came there for. And, my husband's very curt. He's very blunt. So he will just say it as it is. And, you need to come back to the fruit of your spirit. You need to come back to your soul and who you are as a person. And if you want to shine, if you want to stand out, then you are going to absolutely love what we're going to go through tonight. So as you embrace yourself, I want to talk to you about your greatest gift. Can you put that in the comments and spell it with a capital G and then make it 4 R's? So instead of 1 R, make greatest with 4 R's. In fact, 1, 2, 3, yep, 4 R's in the comment and put grrr, your greatest gift, because this is where we're going to turn your pain into your gold. This is where your gold is going to be through your pain of your history and how we're going to turn it around. So the G in grrr is your greatest gold nugget, right? Your greatest gold nugget comes from the pain of your history. R is recognizing. You know, some people walk around blindly, just feeling like they're bumping into walls, blown around in the wind like a drifter, not really having that full-on anchor to harness them. Let me tell you, when you harness your life, when you know your mission, when you know your vision, when you know your purpose, ain't nobody going to rock that boat. And you are the driver of your own bus. So the recognizing of what your life contains as per in your workbook, and that is going to be revolutionizing, is going to be a big leap for you. Now, the second R is in, well, releasing, and that's my expertise area. I have cultivated a mastery where I can release the most stuck, most traumatic energy in the speed of light. And to put it exact, it is under 39 minutes, and I've created that script for other coaches, for people that want to heal their family, for people that want to go into their leadership, for people that have a service or a product and they want to be able to help and serve the world. Imagine you have a mastery for your own life and the lives of other people. So releasing is a big element, and you're going to have a little mini release at the end of this tonight. So stay till the end for our special mantra and our decree to release. So the next R is revolutionizing. This is my favorite part, and this is what I designed my program. So as a coach that cultivated 14 years of practices, instead of having 52 different techniques and then expecting a coach to go out and just, you know, try and start from 1 or 2 practices, I put a whole myriad, a series of sequences together in a specific order, and this combination of the processes formulated as a system becomes the mastery. And I'm going to be offering that mastery with scripts and everything so that you can join a mastery class and learn that at the speed of light. So if you're interested, get on a call with me. Make sure that we can chat and we can go through this. And for those of you who are already in the Master Key program, get ready, because you are going to master the most epic, you know, it doesn't matter, I say epic, but the most traumatic, the most embedded addictions, the most, you know, locked in, rigid stories that hold people back. Okay, you're going to be given that mastery. So if you want that, put mastery in the comments. Now let's move to the last R, which is R for rising. Of course, that is what this is all about. So whilst I will do a lot of the work to transform, because even people who are already experienced success, every single one of us has limitations. Every single one of us has insecurities, uncertainties. So this is about taking control and being the driver and being the master of your destiny. So rising up, transforming your life, and then claiming your God-given power. So when you have a mission and vision and purpose, I promise you, Your life will never be the same. No one will ever be able to stand in your way. When you show up in what you're doing, people are going to believe you. Do you believe me? If you believe me, put yes. You can't fake this sort of thing. This thing comes from the soul, and I help bring that out of coaches. You can't buy templates for that. That is not sold, because that's inside you. So this is going to develop your faith. This is going to develop your conviction. This is going to give you the natural ability of dedication. And of course, one of the things that I never was able to do, especially in my scatterbrain, scattered energy, diabolical days, I did not have any consistency. I mean, I have the Da Vinci Code personality type, which is better known as ADHD. And that means that you tend to go here and there and you're scattered, you're all over the place. But can you imagine, because really a person with ADHD, they're on that spectrum of where they're taking in through the subconscious and the logical brain too much information all at once. That's why they get distracted. So when you know how to channel that energy, when you know how to focus that, that will turn your, if you've ever known about scattered or ADHD kind of tendencies, this is going to resonate with you very well, because it's going to give you an anchor. And when people of that personality type really come through, my gosh, they're the Oprah Winfreys of the world. They're the Winston Churchills. All these people were the Da Vinci Code personality, by the way. Okay, so it's going to give you staying power, inspiration, and the spiritual gift of enthusiasm. Now, who wants that? Drop me a yes in the comments if you want that, because what you're doing is you're telling the universe, even if you're on the replay, by saying yes, you are announcing, you are making a public statement. And I decree right now on this earth, with all my archangels and all of the higher power that are inspiring me right now, that you will pour down, and every person that owns their power, that says yes in the comments, will be anointed and appointed to receive that gift. And I ask and command that in now. So there, that was a little bonus. So the key ingredients, guys, is this. If you want to know, it's like baking a cake, and it's got nothing to do with you going out, buying lots and lots of different courses, templates, blueprints. This is about what is within you. And that's what I'm working with. That is my specialty, to work within you. Self-love, number one, write it down in the comments. Help people to understand that may not understand this work so much. Self-love. And when you write it in the comments, it's going to be anointed and appointed to you even more. Number two, self-acceptance. It is so important to just embrace yourself. And I want you to put your arms like this, because this is my harnessing position. And I want you to think about all your weaknesses and all of your struggles that you've had recently. And I just want you to say, I embrace you. I thank you. I mean, I found out today through one of my elite coaches that the fragility of the fear of her moving forward, and with the fear of failure and ridicule, underneath that was really protection. She wanted security. And as we went deeper and deeper down through the layers, and I asked her what was the reason and what was the higher purpose, we discovered that under the protection and under the security came freedom. And then under the freedom, guess what came then? The ability for her to become a full self-expression of her true self. Oh my gosh. And that was her fear. Do you see how powerful this is, you guys? So self-acceptance, just say, I accept myself. I accept you. You need to embody that even your pain and all of the things that were holding you back were there even physical pain was there to protect you. It was there for a reason. And this is the most powerful element to release and let it go right now. So number 3 is self-confidence. Knowing it's not about walking around like a hoity-toity, arrogant person. This is about holding your head high and having the self-confidence that comes from within. And if you write that in the comments, self-confidence, this is a humbling feeling. It's like a solid, foundational, beautiful, peaceful, joyful, and so potently powerful experience. Just feel that energy, that live energy, because in the collective right here, you can allow, even on the replay, you can feel that power of confidence coming in. Now, because of these ingredients, guess what? You are going to receive a natural form of self-discipline. Guys, I was a total rebel growing up. I was a scatterbrain. I couldn't concentrate. I had no self-esteem. But you know, when I found my God-given purpose and I knew my mission and I knew my vision, number 1, laser lucid focus with crystal clarity. Eat your freaking heart out. And that is what I want to give to you. And that gave me self-discipline. I didn't have that before. In fact, I say to people, I'm not disciplined. I do things out of the desire of my soul. Do you read me? Okay, let's keep extrapolating through this so you can measure now. So measure what you've discovered about your life. Remember on day 1, I asked you to extrapolate and pull out all of those things and put them on videos as if they're right there ready for the shelf, and just know that they're all the learnings. But all of the powerful, present, potent, gifted elements of your strengths, you're about to bring them inside your heart, inside your stomach, inside your solar plexus. And I want you just to ask, and I'm going to ask to command in. I command in by the fruit of God and the Holy Spirit and all the angels and guides and all of those that are watching down over and collectively blessing and anointing and appointing all the people here in the collective. I ask and I command in right now the ability to bring all of that power and bring it in, and imagine it has this magic color and it's going through every cell of your body. And as you step into it, it's your love, it's self-love, it's your self-acceptance, it's your self-confidence, it's your self-discipline, it is your connection, it is your importance, it is your rock-solid certainty and faith. Now, what color comes to your mind? Put the color in the comments. That is your magic color. You see, you don't have to remember all of this work I'm giving you. Your subconscious mind has a huge compass to embody everything. Okay, it remembers everything, and that's why I do so much work to release all the negative, all of the old, and call in all your power. So I like that. It's time to flip the coin and move into your vision. So I wonder if you're getting more crystal clear with every day that you're watching this about your vision and your epic success and what that actually looks like. Whatever the mind can conceive, you will achieve. Napoleon Hill says it himself. And when you etch that image on your brain of being that outstanding, that total, unstoppable person that you deserve to be, where you've reached in and you are living your purpose. How do you breathe? How do you walk? How do you talk? What does it look like? How does it sound? What are you hearing people saying to you? And then what if you could teach this? Now, I mentioned this on the internet the other day that there are people now that are encouraging people to go out online and bring something to the forum where you're teaching something from your past and sharing your experience. And that is very good to do that. But imagine having a mastery tool as well. And that is what I give you, a mastery. But imagine also having a blueprint, your own blueprint, which has your map of the territory to become this incredibly unique individual where there's no competition. You are unrivaled because you have your own DNA code. This is your own DNA blueprint, you guys. This is pretty powerful. If you believe it's powerful, even if you're on the replay, put powerful in the comments. So imagine what you can do. Imagine that you have come through all of my program. You've done the mastery. You've been healed. Imagine that you've gone back to the very beginning of time. You've gone back into the light and you've received this love and this total incompleteness of wholeness that is so wholesome that it's nothing. That's right, nothing. There's no meaning, there's no value, there's no judgment, there's no nothing. It's just you being all of you. And this is where your body, your physical form, your whole entire life, your relationships, everything begins to move into a new synchrony. Because when you change one thing, everything changes when it's deep and when it's pervasive and when it's profound. So imagine you've gone into the light and you have allowed the light to totally dissolve, clear, and release you of all the negativity and all of the old. And I'm just going to ask you to do this for this time while you're here listening. Do I have your permission? It's so that you can experience, so that you can have the wisdom to know if having a mastery in this is going to go well with you. The other element is having your own blueprint. Will that go well with you to know your mission, vision, and purpose and actually map it out? So as you embrace this, I want to tell you about what I do so that you can hear what I do, so you can begin to consider what you're doing. I help people to find their mastery. I take people and I transform their pain and their story into their epic glory, revolutioning their life at the speed of light. I heal broken relationships and I help to recode so they can reinstall their blueprint so that they can begin to even eat the right food and take in the right nutrition so that their life becomes more balanced, so it becomes more one, so it becomes more aligned. I'm not saying that you'll ever be perfect because that is not what I am proclaiming. What I'm proclaiming is that you will have a mastery that will literally catapult your life. I help people to recode their habits, to reestablish and build their empire so that not only, releasing trauma and stress, because that's over and done with in about 1 or 2 sessions. It's about rebuilding your life and having the blueprint of what you need, because the next person is going to need something different to you. You have got a unique body, you have a unique system, and you need what you truly need to imprint and create the person you were born to be. I help people to find their voice, find their mastery, stand in their power. And if you want to stand in your power, if this sounds like what you want, put down in the comments, stand in my power, so that you can also call that in, so that you can claim that. And I believe that the black and white version of the workbook has been dropped in the comments so that you can now print it off, and I want you to write and fill it out. It's very, very powerful. So imagine that we've taken you back to the light. You've healed. You've done all the training with me. we've healed you at the speed of light, and now we've developed you so that from the ground up you are re-imprinting your life. What are you going to put inside? Are you going to have more confidence? What are the codes that are going to activate your divine power? What is it that is going to be then the experience that you suffered that's going to translate into your gold? So this is where your experience of your trauma, your stress, or whatever you've been through becomes the map, the blueprint. And forget all the millions of blueprints out there that you may have, looked at or invested in or became overwhelmed in. This is your own DNA blueprint map to extrapolate your unique gift so that there'll never be competition in your field again. So we're now running to the finishing line. And so how do I do this? Well, this is something that I cultivate one-on-one, like with the coach, for example, today, where we totally wrote out an offer for her divine client based on the juicy, powerful experiences as I extrapolated that from her, as we went from where she once was to where she is now, and gave her the magic to be able to now know what she is going to go out in the world with. That makes it so much easier. And because I'm a performer, I happen to help people that can get in front of the camera and have the confidence to do so, even if you're shy or nervous or you have any of those elements going on. So we rebuild. We look at following your blueprinted template, creating it so that we use the pain of your story as your crown of glory. We map out your mission, we create your vision, and then you live into your God-given purpose. So even if you don't want to become an elite coach, an influencer, or this fabulous, outstanding leader of whatever, caliber that you're in. Can you imagine what it would be like to hold the mastery, to know your mission? What would the 95-year-old version of you say? Would that 95-year-old version say yes or no to that? Drop down the answer in the comments. What do you believe the 95-year-old wise version would say? Would they say, would you be telling yourself, this is what now changes the trajectory? Now, can you imagine how this is going to benefit others? Now, I had a gentleman who's just come out of trauma and I've released him from that. So that happened fast. And now he is jumping on board to actually become an elite coach because he wants to take this specific modality and help people that had exactly the same trauma as he had. And it's very, very specific. So that was an easy one. But he's had something come up in his family, and obviously I won't say anyone's name for confidentiality reasons. However, it's his own son, and it's quite traumatic. It's a crisis the family's in. And he wrote to me last night and he said, Terry, at a hopeless stage where even the S word was mentioned, where things can't get any worse. He said he sat with his son and he took him through the mastery that I actually shown him. And he said, Terry, I had a really good outcome. It got a great result. Now, you can imagine when a person's in a really bad way, it's very hard to break them out of that state, or even as a parent to get through. I've seen this happen firsthand. It's very powerful. Are you ready now for the mantra? Are you ready to call in your mission? Okay, so I want you to get deeply grounded. I want you to put your hands at the back of your head, and I want you to look up to the ceiling, or if you're outside, up to the sky, wherever you are, and turn your body so that you're shifting energy. So we're shifting the energy, and I want you to imagine so that you are in a very beautiful, neutral, grounded, and deep state. Now, I want you to picture, close your eyes and picture that the soles of your feet are in lush green grass, and there are roots of the earth that are actually harnessing you in and sending energy up through the soles of your feet. Now, as the soles of your feet receive this and you feel so deeply grounded, feel it going up through your legs. It's moving through your ankles and it's circulating an energy that is purifying your cells. We are purifying your cells as that moves up through to the knees. Now, notice that the cells are now clearing and you're releasing any old toxins, any old negativity. And as you release it, as you set it free, it moves up this beautiful, new, refreshed, purified feeling, and it moves towards your pelvis. And notice now as it moves into that deep center of your stomach, place your hand right there. This is your spiritual guide where we want you to be into your gut brain, not into your head brain, but into your gut brain, because this is where you're going to find your deepest work. This is where you're going to do your greatest mission, vision, and purpose. This is where you're going to find your greatest confidence. This is so powerful, you guys. So just feel that beautiful color and know what the color is and sense the temperature. Feel it now moving also on the spine, moving up through each vertebrae and releasing and letting go of all of the energy that was trapped, and just release it and feel this beautiful, fresh, new energy, like the Holy Spirit is breathing into your entire body. Now it's moving up through to your shoulders and cascading down through your arms to your fingertips, and you feel all the old debris, all the old toxins now just dripping out of your fingertips. And as you sense all of this releasing out of your fingertips, just notice now it's moving up through the nape of your neck, and it's just allowing healing, purifying, calling in the angels, calling in, commanding in this purification, commanding in this energy. Now, as it moves up through the brain waves, round through the back of your head, just feel it go to the crown of the top of your head, and just feel all the transmitters, as if all of the brain waves and the pathways are now just allowing you to have the very clear, concise pathways to your journey that is in front of you, so that you can claim your map, your blueprint. So you can now give me permission. Now, if you give me permission to access your resources, I'm going to ask you, as your cells of the body are now purifying and as you are deeply grounded, put yes in the comments. And then I will get you to repeat after me. So the yes is the acceptance that you will access these resources. I decree to translate my pain and my history into my vision and missionary. Now I want you to just allow that to just settle in, and notice shapes, symbols, geometry. These are the codes of the subconscious, the universe. It's where you are dropping down into your gut. You're not overthinking. You're not having to work anything out. You are just bringing in the codes. We ask for the codes of your success. Now, I want you to decree. I decree my past pain and limitations are my future gains and my revolutions. And just allow that to permeate. Allow the geometry to become apparent. Just imagining like symbols, shapes, colors of the geometry of your freedom. Now I command in freedom. Just see the colors, just allow that and hold that space in your deep part of your stomach. I command in the right to have peace. So just allow your mind to be freshly clear, concise, and laser lucid focused so that your decisions and your mission will be totally 100% aligned and congruent to your soul purpose. Now I decree to call in my wealth blueprint. Now, as you call in your wealth blueprint, let me just let you know that the frequency of your wealth blueprint, yes, money comes as a result, but the wealth blueprint is as a result of the wealth codes within you, okay? There is a specific way of thinking and feeling and being. And a lot of the thinking mind is actually dissipated in our program so that you can be sure to tap into your soul aligned purpose. I accept the map to my destination. Now, I'm not going to decree or call in that you're going to select me as that coach to help you to discover that blueprint, because you need to have the privilege, the honor, and the freedom to make that decision of your own accord. So I want you to call in your right to be rich and to master your destiny. That's right. Okay, and now just place your hands out in the receiving position. Take a deep breath in and breathe out. And I want you to write your color in the comments. The other element is that if you have any codes of geometry, meaning shapes, symbols, a sense of just, what was coming up for you, put it into the comments, because if you do decide to work with me, this is going to be extremely helpful. So the codes, this is going to be the beginning of coding your success. So I wonder how you're feeling now, and I wonder if you are ready for day 4, which is where we're going to do some implementation of your gift. So now that you have really gone through this first part right up to day 3, I want to say to you, congratulations. And I want you to give gratitude to your subconscious mind for really embracing this and also making the change, because this is something that you deserve to feel a great applaud for. And when you are grateful and when you are thankful for everything that you are learning, and you document and measure that, your subconscious mind's like a child. It's like, I want more of that. Give me more of that, right? More gratitude, less junk, less stuff. So my name's Terry Messenger. I want to thank you for holding this space. I see you. I know you're there. And I'm sending you the geometry, the coding that is the mystery of the universe that, befalls on people that have a specific mindset, that really tune into their God-given purpose. And my prayer is that you will be opened up to making exactly the right decision for your life. I look forward to being here same time tomorrow for day 4. We've only got 2 days left. And remember, this is temporary. This will be removed. And I want you to take in all you need and all you can. And I send you abundant blessings.